What I want to talk in this video about is how you go from being a contractor to a developer. And a lot of people think that one day, or they may have a preconceived notion that one day you're a contractor and then you're just a developer and you're not a contractor anymore. My story is very different. What I did was I started doing deals. I was a contractor. I started doing deals so that I could even out my cash flow in my contracting business. Because in my business at that stage where I was, that I would have a project, we'd do really well, I'd make money, and then I'd have a dry spell. Something get pushed back, the schedule would change, something else would happen that was out of my control. And then I wouldn't have a project to put my guys on. So it was really hard for me to keep really good guys unless I was just paying them. And a lot of times I did just pay them to keep them. But what I learned was that when I add a BOGO method property in there, or I added a fix and flip, or I had something to do for somebody else at a discounted rate that was a smaller project that was maybe 3 or 4 days, I'd pick those jobs up. And I did it just to keep my schedule full, just to keep my guys going so that I wasn't paying them, so that something else was paying them. And it made it really good for me, the BOGO method did, because I used those deals as filler work. So we would go along on a project and we'd have a week's worth of work, and then our next project would get pushed back 2 or 3 days. Guess what? Everybody would go to that project that I owned, that I was pulling construction draws on, that I was getting done, and they would go work on that. And then we would go back to the job for somebody else. And we used it as filler, and it really made a difference in my business. It really helped my cash flow, because if you have a cash flow business that goes up and down like this in cash flow, it's really hard to plan. It's really hard to make that next big hire. It's really hard to buy that equipment you need and make sure that you can pay for it. It's really hard to keep really good people. And so I suggest that if you're in this stage in business, or if you're trying to figure out how you can be a developer, use them both. Use the BOGO method and use the contractor's license. And you'll see that it works hand in hand. And you'll also see that you have quite a big advantage, because not only do you have the knowledge of being a contractor, so you have the insider information that you need to make really good decisions, you also control the schedule. And in my life, in me doing all the deals I've done, the biggest thing I try to do is I want to control the schedule, because if I control the schedule, I control the profit. And if I control the profit, I control the timeline, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, that doesn't mean that I strap on and I do the work anymore in any of our flips or our BOGO method things. I've given that up a long time ago. As a matter of fact, I don't even drive a truck anymore. But if you're at that stage and you're doing, that's fine. Just know that this is a way to get you over that hump faster and to allow you to hire and buy the equipment that you need to increase your business and become better at what you do. So I hope this helps, and we'll see you around the corner.